Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. I have an interesting project today. I often get a lot of free sample fabrics. Most of the time they're just regular rectangular shaped pieces. When I went and picked this lot up last time, I saw these in the box. They'd all been thrown out and they're a vinyl or a faux leather look fabric, but they're all cut into these trapezoid type shapes. And I've been racking my brain for months to try and figure out a project that I can do with these pieces. They do have little holes punched out in one corner because that's how they were hanging from the sample shelf. And I've been playing around and I discovered I could do something with this one piece of fabric. So what I've done is traced the shape out. I've created the template. If you want to upsize it, then you can just cut it in half, spread it out, make the project bigger. But wait till you see what we're making with these vinyl pieces. I'm going to keep it really simple because of the shape of them. But have a look at these. How cute is that? I've made a few up. So they're just a tiny little pouch, triangular in shape, but not. And the zip goes in on the diagonal as well because the fabric has got that weird shape. So I wanted to use it exactly as it was. So open up the zip. This one's lined. So I have played around with a lined version and an unlined version. Today we're going to do unlined. So that's the inside of the bag. There's no seam on the inside of this. If you'd like to make a lined version, I did just do 2 mini boxy bag tutorials. I'll pop the link below for the lined version. So here's another one. No lining on the inside. It's just a piece of vinyl. So it's going to be a really simple project, but I think these are going to sell really well. All I've done is put a swivel clip in the top of them. They're just really quirky. And I don't think it's something that anybody else is going to have in their shop either. Not unless you've got the same samples. Now I'm going to use a couple of reds to do this project. And we're going to ignore the hole that's in the top of the vinyl up here as well. I've got a sheet of paper and we're going to draw our template. So you can do this straight onto some template plastic or even a strong card. What we're going to do is mark 2 parallel lines that are 5 inches apart or about 13 centimetres. And we'll make our line 8.5 inches long, which is about 22 centimetres. From this line here, I'm going to use a straight line on my ruler and mark 5 inches up. From here, I'm going up 8.5 inches. I'm also going to line up my 5-inch mark and the 8.5 inch to give me a nicely squared up rectangle. So 5 inches across here and 8.5 inches down there. So this is the starting size of our fabric. On one side, we're going to measure 2 inches or 5 centimetres from this corner here down. And from this corner up, we're going to do the same. From this mark that we've made, we're going to mark a line up to this corner. And we'll do the same on the other side. And then we need to mark some curves on the inside of our corners. So I've just got a little chapstick here. I'll place that in the corner and just mark a small curve here, and I'll do the same on the other sides. Okay, that's our pattern done. We can cut out this shape now. and then we can trim our corners. So these two corners are just going to be very slightly curved, whereas these ones here are going to have a much bigger curve. So there we have the shape of our pattern. This includes a seam allowance of about 1/4 of an inch. If you like the pattern and you want to make this even bigger, cut the paper or the template in half across the centre in both directions. And you'll place your template over some more paper, and say you wanted to increase the size by 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres. Take one piece in place, line up one of your other bits 1 inch away, but you also want to line up this bottom edge. So I've got this line continuing in a straight line, and once you've got that lined up and measured, you can tape that one down, position that 1 inch away, tape that one down, come over to this side, and this edge should also line up, and that will measure 1 inch in between as well. Then all you need to do is cut out your template to the new size. And reshape those curves. And there you have a larger template. So by slashing and spreading your paper, your original pattern, you can make this to any size you like. Let's get on with making these. My fabric piece is 5 inches across. I'm using an 8-inch zip for that one. I'm using a much longer zip for this one because I don't have anything shorter that will match. And we're going to use the excess zipper tape as the little tabs on the end of our bag. So all we need is one piece of vinyl, a zipper, and a little swivel clip. The very first thing we want to do before we put the zip in is fold the fabric in half. So we're just lining up the straight edge along the side, and we'll mark a little notch. So that's one notch, and then we'll do the same on this side. Find the centre and mark a notch there too. Now we can do the zip. Place your zip faced down over the short edge of your vinyl, and we'll take this over to the machine and stitch straight along there. Once we've done that, we'll open that out and we'll top stitch. I've left more room on the ending of the zipper than I have at the beginning of the zip because I want to be able to cut this section off later and reuse it. Stitch straight across. Then you want this zipper tape to sit behind the vinyl, and we can top stitch. And you want to increase your stitch length for the top stitching as well. Next, we're going to fold the fabric across, roll this along, and keep the top and bottom edge of your fabric in line with the straight edge along here. And then just fold this one over so that you can line up the straight edge at the back and front. And then we're going to mark a little notch in the zipper tape. So I've made a little nick in the tape there. Then what I can do is bring this end of the fabric up to that notch that we've made, but it's going to be a little bit awkward lining this up. So let's open out the zip Then bring this fabric up, line up this corner with that notch we've made in the zipper tape. Clip that together so that notch that we've made lines up with the straight edge of the side of our fabric. We can now sew that in place, then open it out and we will top stitch. And once again we'll fold the zipper to the back and we'll top stitch. Whilst we're over at the machine, we're going to close up the zip most of the way, and where the opening is along here, we're just going to pinch those edges together and close up the end of the zip. So at this point all I'm doing is sewing straight over the zipper teeth on the taped edge. So I've just run over that a few times to close that up. So we've got the zippers stitched together along this end here. You want to make sure your slider is open at least halfway or a little bit more. We'll turn this inside out. And where your notches are that we marked earlier, we're going to line that notch up in line with the centre of the zipper teeth. And you'll have your vinyl piece straight right across there. On this side, you've got your other notch, line it up over the zip, and you can cut off that excess. My other piece, I had already cut it off but forgot to hit record. So all we need now is a couple of inches. Separate that, grab your swivel clip, pinch the ends together. You can go and stitch this in place if it makes it easier for you. And we've got the cut edge that we've just trimmed back. Be careful not to separate those teeth. This end here, where we've sewn the end closed, we're going to place this inside with the swivel clip on the inside, line that up across the centre. And what we're going to do now is sew straight across there and across here. Backstitch at the beginning and the end. Over the zipper teeth, I'll always triple stitch. With vinyl, I usually like to stitch the whole thing twice. I'm just sewing with 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then we can flip it over and do the other side. This side will have a little bit more bulk, and double check that the swivel clip isn't anywhere near where you're stitching. And as quickly as that, we are finished. Let's chop off the rest of the tape. Trim your corners. Open the zip out the rest of the way, and we can turn this the right way out. Poke out your corners gently, and there you go. How adorable is that? And I like to put these little zipper pulls on. That just gives you something to hang on to and open up your little pouch. They're so cute. So wasn't that a really quick and easy project to do? Those pouches are super cute too. Since showing you how to make these bags, I've been to the shop and finished sewing up the rest of the pieces. So I've now got a total of 24 of them. All of these little zippered triangle or pyramid shaped pouches made from one shape. I am really excited about these bags, and I said to you, I think I said at the beginning of the video, that I thought these might do really well in the shop. Well, I did put them out this morning, and whilst I had these on the counter sewing them up, one lady came and bought one before I'd finished putting these little tags on. So I'm really optimistic these ones are going to sell well. They're so quick to make and something a little bit different. I do have a $10 price tag on these in the shop, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they go. Now, many of you know that we have a Facebook group also called Christine's Home Affairs. I love waking up in the morning after I've put a video out at night and seeing who's made these bags. A lot of you are very quick to get straight onto it. So now that you know how to make your own template in whatever size, you can rush out, make up these bags, and I'll go and check them out when I wake up in the morning. Now, this was an unlined version. I'm not going to be doing a lined version of these bags. I'll link the video to the tiny boxy bags that I made the other day where I've lined them. Don't worry about the ends. You'll do the ends the same way as we've done them here. But for the turning through on the zipper tape, that's the only part you need to follow to make these a lined version. If you find it's too difficult, let me know and I will go and do a lined version video for you. Might even make it a bigger bag. I hope you've enjoyed this video and these adorable little bags, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.